Remember this? The Quintessential Guide to Monster Encounters has to be my most successful project to date, raising over 52,000 US dollars from people all across the globe. It was an absolute pleasure and honor to work on, and the amount of positive feedback we've gotten from different people was absolutely overwhelming. And that is why me, Wally DM, and JVC Perry are teaming up again to create the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarowski, and today I want to walk you through everything there is to know about the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters, which is of course the follow-up to the Quintessential Guide to Monster Encounters, which raised over 52,000 US dollars, including the pre-orders that came in during the development of this book. So basically what we want to do is we want to do another one, but we want to do it bigger and better and bolder and a lot more content and a lot of different kinds of content, and that is why we're doing the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. So what I want to do in this video is quickly run you through the Kickstarter campaign, which isn't live yet. It goes live on February 18, which is like exactly 1 week from now from recording the video, and we're going to look for 7,500 euros, which right now with the US dollar and everything is about 7,500 US dollars. Now I want to quickly talk about what you get for your money, and then I want to go a little bit deeper into what we're actually doing with this book. And the reason for that is I think we really hit a sweet spot in terms of pricing and what you can get for your money. So the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters is the follow-up to Monster Encounters, but this time we're going to build a city, the city of Average. We're going to have a few pages of the city of Average, explaining what the city is and its politics and points of interest and that kind of stuff. And then we want to flesh out that city through the encounters that are in the book. Now, all of the encounters will be completely standalone, like you can pick them up and drop them in your campaign, in your urban campaign, or in like a city in your campaign setting, right? But also every encounter will be also having a place in the city of Average, and every encounter will be having like a point of interest, a shop, I don't know, a fountain or an NPC, an important NPC tied to that encounter in the city of Average, meaning that it is standalone. Every encounter can be used for your game, but also you'll be able to use the entire city of Average if you want to use the entire city of Average in your campaign, right? So that is what we're doing. And for 19 euros, which is right now about 20 bucks, less than 20 bucks, you will be getting the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters in PDF. Everybody is getting the PDF, and everybody who backs is getting a print code for DriveThruRPG. We've printed this one through DriveThruRPG, and the hardcover printing from DriveThruRPG has been updated a lot, and it really looks really cool. So you will getting a print code where afterwards, after the campaign, you can decide if you want to pick up a physical copy on top of your PDF, and you'll only be paying the print cost of that. So you won't be paying us or anybody anymore. You'll only be paying the print cost. So you'll be paying 20 bucks now, and then only the print cost, so everybody can choose for themselves, oh, I want a physical copy, or no, I just want to stay with the PDF. This is really cool. Now, if you decide to spend 10 euros or 10 bucks more, I'm just gonna talk in US dollars because it's almost the same. If you spend 10 bucks more, you can add the Quintessential Bestiary to that. So since this is the second book in the series that we're trying to fund, right? The original one had a bunch of original monsters because all of the monsters in the Quintessential series are original by us, the creators, right? And we are doing a second book. So what we want to do is we want to create a bestiary that has all of the original monsters in it in the form of a bestiary. So not with like the full encounters and all of that stuff going on. It's just the monster with a little bit of lore and some tactics and adaptations and maybe a tip and a trick, one or two, but in the form of a bestiary. Also as a PDF and the print code. So for $29, about 30 bucks, you can get the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters PDF, the Quintessential Bestiary as a PDF, but also both books will be coming with a print code, so you can decide to have that as a bestiary. People really liked this idea. The people who I talked about really liked this idea because often people wanted to use the monsters in this book, but they don't wanted to carry a book full of like encounters with them just for using a monster stat block, right? The Quintessential Bestiary basically is the solution to that. a long story short, right? So that is what you're basically getting for your money. There are higher pledge tiers, but I will be going over the Kickstarter campaign really quickly now, just to talk about that stuff and everything there's you need to know about add-ons, early bird rewards, and all of that stuff. But before we do that, what is inside the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters? So inside the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters, you'll find a bunch of, drumroll, urban encounters. So these are the same multiple pages ready to run encounters, the same kind of encounters as in the Quintessential Guide to Monster Encounters, but all set in an urban environment. Now, some of these are monster encounters, others might be environmental encounters, or maybe one or two even like social encounters, but most of these will be centered around exciting combat or exciting like dangerous stuff to do in a city, in an urban environment. The same kind of thing that we've done in the first book, we'll be doing in an urban environment with the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. Now, the second thing we're doing is we are introducing micro encounters, which are basically these. If you click this once the thing goes live, on the preview link description below also has it already. It is a micro encounter, and the whole design philosophy around that is, it says so right here, it is very easy for a group of players to take an unexpected left turn when playing in and around an urban environment, often leaving the GM short on ideas on what to do next. We want you to always have a trick up your sleeve with these ready to toss at any situation micro encounters. These are encounters, one page, they will come with art eventually, all that stuff. One page with a this happens somewhere in town, this happens, right? If your players decide to not go to that tavern that you want them to go, and they go to the other side and they're like, no, let's go take this route, the long route, right? You could have them run into one of the micro encounters. Micro encounters are especially designed for you to be like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna take the book really quickly. I need to take a pee. You go take a pee, you come back like 2 minutes later, and you have read the stat block, you have read everything there is to know about it, and you're ready to run it, and you have like this almost random thing going on in your urban environment. That is micro encounters, which I'm really excited about. We'll have a full-fledged city, the city of Average, which will be a complete city, but we will be fleshing it out with the encounters in the book. All of the encounters will be tied into the city with NPCs, places of interest, shops, inns, all of that stuff, right? A library, all of that kind of stuff will be tied together through the book. But again, all of the encounters are completely standalone. We'll have a bunch of GM tips and tricks. Now, like the first book, we had a bunch of these, every encounter almost, I think every encounters, had like these little pink boxes where we as writers totally in our own voice, just like gave a few tips and tricks for that encounter and how to maybe like adjust its difficulty or run it for different types of players or different types of like how to run it with a map or how to run it with Theater of the Mind, that kind of stuff. This again, it is a guide, so it will be filled with tips and tricks, yet again, from us, the writers, personally us talking to you, like, you can do this, or you can do that, think about doing this, think about doing that kind, right? Every monster in the book will yet again be an original monster. For every encounter, we'll have at least one original monster if it's a monster encounter. The Burning Library isn't a monster encounter, but you know what I mean. You can you can expect like a lot of original monsters with original abilities, that kind of stuff, and a host of NPCs. A city is nothing without its NPCs, right? So that's in a nutshell everything that's going to be in this book, in the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. Now, what I want to talk about quickly is you can already download three free preview encounters. You can just hit this image, link description below. There is this preview page. It's not this page because this isn't live yet. It's a preview page. You just hit that, and then it opens up a PDF with three preview encounters, one written by me, which is the Burning Library, which is like literally a burning library, and you need to try to save the head librarian who's too stubborn to get out of there without his like full encyclopedia thingy series, and you have to make decisions while this library is burning down. There's the Rats in the Cellar by Wally DM, which is not just a Rats in the Cellar MMORPG type thing. These rats, you need to check it out for yourself. Really, these are crazy. And then JVC Perry has written the cobblestones encounter, where there's these little cobblestones that come to life and start eating like piranhas almost, start eating at the players, and the players need to like try to get rid of them, but they're all like little critters. And if you zoom in on these, they're actually pretty cute. But also, like, they're like gremlins. They're cute and dangerous at the same time. So these are the 3 preview encounters you can download for yourself. There's more information about like what's in the book, but also you can also download this one for yourself. So you have 3 full encounters and 1 micro encounter to just, I don't know, try it. Try it for your party. Try it, whatever, at your table. Download it. Put it on your hard drive for a rainy day. Just pick it up. And there's more. So let's first quickly talk about the pledge levels again. So you have the Quintessential Guide, you have the Add to the Quintessential Bestiary one. Then for $100, you can be a remembered citizen. Leave your mark on Average Cemetery. Work with us personally, yes, over Discord or whatever chat thingy you want to use. Maybe like some people just like using email, to craft a delightfully wicked cause of death, cementing your place in the city's lore. So we will be working with you to come up with a name of your NPC, maybe even like a class and a race, whatever you want, like a little sentence for them, right? And a name and a little sentence, and then also a wicked or weird or whatever cause of death that you can have in that, which can be really cool for like your place in the book. For $450 you can become an honored citizen. Shape the world of Average. Collaborate with us personally to create a unique NPC that has a place in the city, complete with custom artwork, a bust, and a full character block. I don't know if you remember, if you backed this book, first of all, thank you, but there is the dragon encounter, and right before the dragon encounter there is this little short story. That's the way we did it with this one. But yeah, I can find it right now, where everybody had like a name, and it had a short story that leads up to the dragon encounter. But this time we want to have a few NPCs co-created by us with the backer. We'll have a bust artwork, like the bust artwork, but we'll also have a full character block. The same way I kind of did it in like Hymn of the Dragonflower kind of thing. It's just like a character block, not necessarily like your strength, your constitution, but maybe your like flaws and ideals, or what they want to do in the city, or what they are doing in the city, or whatever, that kind of stuff. Like, who is this NPC and why is he, she, or they or them in the city of Average, right? That is basically what we're doing. That's the 4 base funding pledge levels that we got right now for the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. On top of that, everybody who backs will be getting a 40% discount to Hymn of the Dragonflower, Mystery at the Golden Search Inn, Puzzle Encounters by Wally DM, Wally DM's Journal of Puzzle Encounters 2, which are the 2 newest releases by Wally DM and the newest releases of myself. And then everything JVC Perry. So if you go to jvcperry.com, you will be getting a 40% discount code for jvcperry.com after backing this Kickstarter, if it funds. If it funds, every backer, $19, $29, $4,600 doesn't matter how much you back, you are getting the discount code. You are also able to get an add-on, the original book, for only a few bucks. I think it's $6 or something like that. You'll be able to get this one together with a print code again, so you can pick it up as a PDF, or you can decide to pick it up even as a physical one. We will have limited seats at our table as well. This is also very cool. As an add-on, you can play with either me or Wally DM as your game master, or both, where we will be running a session with you with like a work in progress encounter from the book. So we'll be writing a bunch of encounters, and then this spring, summer-ish, we will be running a few of those encounters with some people who decide to take that add-on. It says right here, Friday nights in Europe. That's my session. I will be hosting those on Friday nights in Europe. Wally DM will be hosting his on Sundays in Chicago time zone. Now, you are welcome from anywhere in the world to join anywhere, right? But just keep in mind that these are the times that we will be running them. You will be able to, we have limited seats, so that's another great reason to become an early bird backer, because this is limited. The same thing with like this is limited and this is limited as well. The remembered citizen, the honored citizen are all limited. This is the add-on to play with us is limited because we don't have like an unlimited amount of time, so we need to be able to schedule that with you. Really excited about that, by the way. Excited to kill all of the backers. Sus characters. Early bird reward. So on top of all of the limited stuff, there is an early bird reward where we want to create this complete table in the form of like this tombstone memorial kind of thing. You also find at those, like, I don't know, those military graveyards where you have like the name and all that stuff and cause of death maybe. We want to create that kind of thing for all the backers who backed in the first 48 hours. You will be having your name that comes with your backer profile, and then a random cause of death. This, two reasons we're doing this. First of all, it's funny. It's really funny. It can be really funny because you can look up your name and be like, how did I die, right? But also, it's cool for inspiration for a GM. A GM can just go through this table. We'll probably have like a D100 table or something like that, like where you can just be like, this roll, I died from, I don't know, possession of forbidden books. This could be like really cool to tie and encounter, like for possession of forbidden books that could tie into the burning library kind of thing, for your game master's creative juices to start flowing, basically. So that's an early bird reward. Everybody who backs in the first 48 hours is getting that. Now, I cannot state how important it is that if you are a fan of me, Wally DM, or JVC Perry, or all three of us, or only 2 out of the 3 of us, doesn't matter. It's super important that you back us in the first 48 hours, because that is when a Kickstarter, that kind of decides like the flow of the Kickstarter and how big it's going to be. Now, we'll be having some stretch goals. Once we fund, we will be having stretch goals, but it's just important that if you're a fan of us and you want to support us and you want to see us continue creating videos, creating books, creating modules, creating whatever we are creating, please, 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 if you want to back us, if you want to support us, the time is now, because the first 48 hours are just so crucial, right? That's just how it works with SEO and Kickstarter and all of that stuff. And that is basically, in a nutshell, everything there is to know about the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. The link is in the description below. Click follow the project now so you are the first to hear about it, so you can pick up those limited rewards, pick up that early bird reward, all of that stuff. Oh, and by the way, legitimately, anybody who has ever backed one of my Kickstarter or Backer Kit campaigns, I don't say this nearly enough, thank you so freaking much. Like, that is the reason, you are the reason why I get to do this channel, and I appreciate that a ton.